Good evening, everybody. News Nation has now confirmed as well. Bryan had photos in his phone of the victims and of him and Maddie. I got these leaked photos 3 days ago. I didn't know where they came from or where they originated. Now it's starting to come out that there was photos in his phone of the victims and himself and whatnot. Could that be the origination of these photos? I'll share them all with you. This was one of the majors, one of concern that I saw. But it is true. If you look at a lot of these photos, who's taking the picture? Who? And it seemed like he was very close with Maddie Mogan for some reason. Maddie Mogan. Where was the knife she found beside Maddie Mogan that was supposedly left in place there? Well, again, why? What was his connection with Maddie Mogan? I mean, look at this photograph. And I want to take as far as on that wall. What is on that wall? What sign or whatever? Again, like I said, and it looks like, again, what? I mean, that's Bryan Kohberger and Madison Mogan. How we get this photo, guys? Anybody? Okay. Secondly, what I want to talk about. Bryan Kohberger was a seasoned criminal psychologist under Dr. Kathleen Ramsland, who is, again, the serial killer expert in the United States. He had just graduated there with honors. Came out to fucking Washington State. Now this murder happens. Now he wants to even offering his services if he wasn't hired by a police department, which he was, and that will come out. Why nobody's talking about that is beyond me. It's Bryan's responsibility to put those hours in with the police department as a public information officer, okay? He wasn't not going to fucking graduate. So that means he was logging them hours somehow, somewhere. We've not getting any of that information, and they're taking it other ways. No. We need to keep this straight for what it is, that clearly Bryan Kohberger had parts in this investigation in its infancy, okay? And during its infancy is when Bryan tried to fucking make things the way he wanted them. It's also why we're seeing things change. Information has changed since the beginning. What was released day 1 is not the story from day 2 or 3 or 4, okay? Why? Again, I mean, you call me crazy. Why would you turn down a criminal psychologist who is, again, pursuing to even further their education and get their PhD in this field? You're going to deny them helping with the find 4 college students who were slain to death? No, you're not. You're going to welcome his services. But somebody along the line noticed something wasn't right or something. And that is where you come in and have the state's evidence, which they do say they have an informant, and they have 900 some pages of fucking information, plus wiretaps and video and audio. How do you get that? How do you get that? You get that by working with Bryan Kohberger. So somebody worked with him, was his partner, whatnot, what have you. And again, somebody got an inkling somewhere that something wasn't right. They couldn't put it directly, fully together. And at this point, I want to believe that Bryan was disseminating information for the police department. Which police department? I'm not sure. It was his responsibility to log those hours to graduate. Bryan was graduating, so again, he was logging those hours somewhere. Why is nobody talking about this? This is what needs talked about. I don't give a fuck who was transgendered, who was gay, who was sucking whose dick. It don't matter, okay? All that's beside the point. Let's get back to it. We had a criminal psychologist turned killer who infiltrated the fucking police and everybody and could have even used his power and authority to digitally stalk these girls and women, which I believe he did. But he was doing it in the name as a public information officer, disseminating information, posting things online, fishing for, again, the truth or what was real and not real. So when you want to sit there and say, oh my goodness, Papa Roger, this account, that account, he's going to get booked for that. Book him, Dano. No, really, I mean, wouldn't you expect a public information officer who's trying to disseminate a case and information and facts and fiction? I'd expect them to do something like that, wouldn't you? What do you guys think about all this? But again, reason I hopped on was News Nation's now confirming photographs came from Bryan's phone. I came across about 12 photographs I've never saw before 3 days ago. I'm not real sure where they came from. Somebody emailed them to me. This is one of them. But I'm thinking these are the photos the News Nation is talking about. Like, subscribe, and share. Your boy's back. But we need to, again, focus on what police department was Bryan acting as a public information officer at. And what was he able to have access to? What did he have access to? How long was he part of the initial investigation into this murder before he was started to be looked at as a suspect? Is where we need to go, and that's the angle I'm following. If you want to follow that angle and you'd like to follow the truth, like, subscribe, and share. Cash App is $ENDIT 4118. Send it 4118. Money signs the S. If you would like to donate to the channel, not expected, always appreciated. But I just wanted to hop on here because, again, I don't see anyone talking this angle. It's transgender, this, and what's going on here. What it is distraction after distraction. Nobody's talking about him logging these hours, him disseminating information for the police. Did he help the police? Again, if he offered his services for free even, no one is going to deny him. No, Bryan, we don't want you helping us try to find 4 murdered people's, we don't want help finding the killer. He was fresh out of DeSales University under Dr. Kathleen Ramsland. I mean, they're going to pick him over anyone else, especially if he offered his services. But again, I don't think he needed to offer. He was required to log so many hours before he graduated this summer. Bryan would have been logging those hours, or he would not have graduated with the grade point average he was trying to attain. Prove me wrong, please. But he infiltrated the police. He was disseminating information in the beginning. And when they caught on, he got the fuck out of there to PA. 2 weeks later, he was arrested. We'll find out how he slipped or who started looking. He should have never left. Looks suspicious, Bryan. He knew they were coming, though. He knew what it was. Like, subscribe, and share, guys. Thank you.